You've been lied to about money, and not by some scammer online or some shady get-rich-quick pitch. No, these lies came from people you trusted, from school teachers, parents, the culture you grew up in. And the worst part? They weren't trying to hurt you. They actually believed what they were telling you. But those beliefs, the ones that sounded responsible, smart, even noble, are the very ideas that have kept most people financially stuck. Working harder, saving what little they can, playing it safe, yet never actually getting ahead. If you're frustrated with your money situation, if you feel like you're doing everything right and still not seeing progress, there's a reason. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're just operating on outdated rules that no longer work in the world we live in. And until you unlearn them, you're going to keep running in circles. In this video, we're going to break down 3 of the most dangerous lies people believe about money. Not random theories. Real mental traps that keep smart, hardworking people broke. Welcome to Smart Money Vids, where we explore the habits, mindsets, and strategies that set the wealthy apart from the rest. And make sure you stay until the end, because the 3rd lie is the most subtle and the most dangerous. It's the one even ambitious people fall for without realizing it. Once you see it clearly, you won't look at money the same way again. The issue isn't that people don't want to see you succeed. They do. Your parents, your teachers, even your friends, they gave you the best advice they had. Things like, get a good job, play it safe, and save your money. And at the time, that advice probably made sense. It worked for them, or at least helped them survive. But just because advice is well-meaning doesn't mean it's right for you, especially in today's world. The economy has changed. The rules have changed. What worked 30 years ago doesn't guarantee success today. In fact, some of those old ideas are now the very things keeping people stuck. And that's the problem. Not a lack of ambition, not laziness, just a set of beliefs passed down with good intentions, but built for a world that no longer exists. Most people are still trying to build a future using tools that are outdated, following a roadmap that no longer leads to the destination they want. If no one ever challenged those beliefs, how would you know they were the problem? You wouldn't. You just keep working harder, getting more frustrated, and wondering why nothing seems to change. So let's change it. Let's start by unlearning the first lie that's been holding you back. This is one of the first money beliefs most people are taught. Don't take risks. Stay in your lane. Get a stable job with good benefits. Be responsible. On the surface, it sounds like wisdom. And for a long time it was. There was a time when playing it safe meant job security, a pension, and a guaranteed retirement. But today, playing it safe doesn't mean what it used to. The job market is unpredictable. Industries are being replaced by automation, pensions are rare, and inflation is silently eating away at every dollar you save. So while you're doing the responsible thing, your financial future is quietly falling apart. The truth is, playing it safe often becomes the riskiest move you can make. Because when you avoid risk at all costs, you also avoid opportunity. You stop growing, you settle. And the people who are willing to take calculated risks, the ones who step outside the script, those are the people building real wealth. That doesn't mean you should throw caution to the wind or make reckless financial decisions. But it does mean you have to stop believing that safety and success are the same thing. They're not. Wealth doesn't come from avoiding risk. It comes from understanding it, managing it, and moving through it with strategy and intention. And the longer you wait for the safe moment to try something new, the more life passes you by. Comfort can feel good in the short term, but long-term comfort without progress is just quiet decline. If you want to move forward, you have to let go of the idea that the safest path is always the smartest. Because in today's world, clinging to comfort is one of the fastest ways to stay broke. You've probably heard this your whole life. It's one of those phrases that sounds wise, like it belongs in a business seminar or a motivational quote. Time is money. The idea is simple. The more hours you work, the more money you make. So if you want to earn more, just trade more time. But here's the problem. There's a hard ceiling on that approach. You only have 24 hours in a day. Even if you work every one of them, there's a limit to what you can earn. And for most people, that ceiling is far lower than they think. Once your time runs out, so does your income. The truth is, if your income is tied directly to your time, then you don't own your life. Your schedule does. And that's not freedom. That's just a more polite version of a cage. And the wealthy understand something different. They don't ask, how much can I earn per hour? They ask, how can I build something that earns whether I show up or not? That's leverage. That's ownership. And that's how wealth is built. They create systems, businesses, digital assets, investments. They write books, license ideas, earn royalties, build audiences, launch products, buy real estate. They put their money and time into things that keep producing long after the initial effort is done. If you're stuck believing that money only comes from your labor, you'll forever be trading hours for survival. You'll fear rest. You'll fear time off. You'll be stuck in the grind with no exit. That doesn't mean hard work isn't valuable, it is. But if you don't learn how to separate your income from your time, you'll never be free. Because in the end, time is more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you can't earn back your time. So if you want to move forward, stop asking how to make more money per hour and start asking how to build something that pays you while you sleep. This one is especially tricky because it sounds like the responsible thing to do. Saving is safe. Saving is smart. Saving is how you get ahead, right? That's what most people are taught. And from childhood, you're told to put your money away, don't spend too much, and save for a rainy day. And to be clear, saving has its place. Everyone should have an emergency fund. Everyone should know how to manage their expenses. But saving alone? That's not a wealth strategy. That's a survival tactic. Here's why it doesn't work. The money you save loses value over time. Inflation guarantees it. Every year, the purchasing power of your savings shrinks. That $10,000 sitting in your account today won't buy the same things 5 years from now. So if all you're doing is stacking cash and avoiding risk, you're not getting ahead. You're falling behind. Meanwhile, the wealthy think differently. They don't just save, they move their money. They invest in assets that generate income. They build businesses, buy real estate, put their money into stocks, or acquire things that grow in value and pay them back over time. They use their savings as a launch pad, not a destination. Saving is step one, but it's not the plan. The plan is to grow, to build, to multiply. And that means learning how to invest, how to leverage, and how to take calculated steps that actually move you toward wealth. The belief that saving alone will make you rich is one of the most limiting beliefs out there, because it keeps people playing defense their entire lives, always protecting what they have, but never learning how to create more. If you want to change your financial future, you have to move beyond just saving. You have to learn how to build, because money sitting still doesn't grow, and neither will you. You weren't born believing these lies. They were passed down to you, taught in classrooms, repeated by people who meant well but didn't know any better. And if you've believed them until now, it's not your fault. But from this moment on, it is your responsibility. Because now you see the truth. You see that playing it safe can be a trap, that trading time for money will keep you stuck, that saving without a plan to grow will only take you so far. And the moment you unlearn these lies, your relationship with money changes forever. Building wealth isn't just about learning new strategies. It's about letting go of the beliefs that never served you in the first place. So ask yourself right now, which of these lies have I been living by? Let me know in the comments. I read them and I respond. And if this video opened your eyes, share it with someone you care about, because chances are they've been believing the same things too. At Smart Money Vids, we're all about turning knowledge into action. Check the description for helpful tools and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.